starts now.
Welcome to Newswatch 12 at 6. I'm Justin Betty. A lack of affordable housing is a big issue in many places these days. The city of Rhinelander just unveiled the results of a nearly year-long housing assessment trying to find ways to help. Newswatch 12's Kyle Pazorski has details.
The city of Rhinelander held an open house Thursday to discuss the housing needs assessment report that has been in the works for several months.
The housing needs assessment that the city just concluded was in partnership with MSA Professional Services, who took a study and a look at the market and the outstanding needs for housing in the Rhinelander area.
Administrator Vrink said the partnership between the city, MSA, and the state was crucial in finding information for what the city was looking for when it comes to housing.
The project was underwritten in part by a state grant, where 50% of the project was funded by the state. So we're really pleased to have worked in partnership both with the state and with MSA to perform a very large and thorough housing needs assessment.
Becky Benz from MSA Professional Services presented their findings Thursday evening and was impressed with the City of Rhinelander's enthusiasm towards finding solutions.
It sounds like the city is ready to go, so one of the biggest recommendations we have is the city create a housing committee to start implementing some of the recommendations and just keep the conversation going after the housing study, and the city seems on board and excited to do that.
She says creating senior housing within the city is a large part of the report findings to provide new housing for senior citizens.
And that's also going to free up some of the city's existing housing stock. Usually homes that seniors are living in, it's really great for first-time home buyers, so that's going to have kind of a double benefit.
City officials hope that the conversation around housing will continue on into the future. In Rhinelander, Kyle Pazorski, Newswatch 12.
And again, one of the big topics was the lack of affordable housing and apartments in the city. We'll keep you posted as the city continues to work towards some possible solutions. All right, outside, Jeff, the weekend is here. How are we looking?
Well, the sun recently set. In aviation, we call this civil twilight. We have a nice day tomorrow with high temperatures back in the 50s, followed by a sneaky cold front and falling temperatures all day pretty much on Halloween Sunday. Out there now, though, the big system is kind of pulling out of here as we speak. We do have some clouds out there still that will likely linger tonight into tomorrow morning. The back edge is right there. You see it, but it's going to stay there for now. We'll keep things mostly cloudy tonight and into early parts of tomorrow. All part of a much bigger system here across the Ohio Valley, moving that way very slowly. Temperature-wise, though, a bit cool right now. Highs in the 40s today and low 50s. Tomorrow, though, mid-50s are back in our forecast. Tonight, though, looking at mostly cloudy skies with low temperatures down near 37. Your full forecast is coming up, Justin.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Today, the FDA officially approved Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for children aged 5 to 11. This comes after its advisory committee did the same earlier this week. The CDC is expected to make a decision on the same issue next week. If they also approve it, 5 to 11-year-old kids can then start getting shots by as soon as late next week. The number of new COVID-19 cases in Wisconsin has been holding fairly steady over the last week. Today, the State Department of Health Services reports about 2,200 new confirmed cases. We're averaging about 1,800 per day over the last week. The number of new COVID deaths has been more up and down lately. Today, though, DHS reports just 8 new deaths. We're averaging about 14 per day over the last week. Across the country, the number of new COVID-19 cases has been dropping for a couple months now. And while millions of kids will soon be eligible to get the vaccine, many parents say they do not plan to get their kids the shots. Nick Watt reports.
Nationwide, new COVID-19 cases are down 60% from that early September peak. Hospitalizations down just over 50%. Starting tomorrow in New Orleans, masks no longer required most places. More than 40% of Americans say their lives are basically back to pre-pandemic normal, but not everyone's happy. New York City firefighters protesting the 5 p.m. Friday deadline for them to get at least one vaccine shot.
I'm an American, and it's a freedom of choice. And everybody should have a freedom of choice.
Parents in Portland, Oregon, refusing to mask up to debate a vaccine mandate for kids 12 plus.
I haven't talked to a single student who doesn't want a mandate, so it's exciting to see that students want it. It's a little discouraging that parents don't want it.
Pfizer vaccine shots for kids 5 to 11 could come as soon as Wednesday, but 2/3 of parents polled are concerned about the vaccine impacting their child's future fertility.
There's nothing in the data to suggest that. And there's nothing in the data to suggest that that happens with adults either. This is Facebook medicine. There's also no biologically plausible mechanism through which that would occur.
Only about a quarter of parents say they'll get their kids vaccinated right away.
When people start seeing that the vaccinations are being distributed and they're being administered and things are going well, people gain more confidence. So I think that number is going to increase.
Finally, a jumbled cliches reminder that the mercury is dropping and we are not yet out of the woods. Take it away, Governor of New Hampshire.
We are going to start resuming our weekly COVID update because unfortunately, as we had predicted months and months ago, that fall surge, that winter surge that we talked about, really exactly as we had predicted, unfortunately, is upon us.
It's Nick Watt reporting. Round 2 of the Wisconsin high school football playoffs kick off tonight. Ton of great matchups, including a rematch of a slugfest earlier this year. News Watch 12's Griffin Stroin joins us now live in Hurley, where the North Stars prepare to host the Edgar Wildcats tonight. Griffin.
Yeah, Justin, tonight's game here at Veterans Memorial Field surely is going to be a great one. Now, let's jump back in time to week 7 of the high school football season, where these two teams actually met on the gridiron here in Hurley. Like you said, it was a defensive slugfest in the first half. Heading into halftime, it was tied at 0-0, but both offenses came alive in the second half. Hurley would eventually come away with the win, winning 22-20. Now, a huge reason for that was the play of their running back, Max Blamey. He ran the ball 26 times for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'm sure Edgar will hope to contain him better tonight. We'll have the full game highlights on the Friday night blitz. Now, usually I'm jumping around from game to game, but not tonight. I am planting myself here in Hurley, so I'll have post-game reaction and the full highlights coming up tonight at 10. But for now, I'm reporting live here in Hurley. Newswatch 12, Griffin Stroin.
All right, thank you, Griffin. Next week could be a busy one for the U.S. Supreme Court. They're addressing several hot topics. We'll look at what's on the docket in just a few minutes. But first, Jeff's in with your full forecast. Next on Newswatch 12 at 6.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Builders Service Incorporated, Elco.
Your eyes are everything. They're how you see the world and connect with others. At Shopco Optical, your eyes are everything to us too, which is why we offer everything to help you see better and look better. A huge selection of designer frames, convenient locations, and experienced optometrists. We're Shopco Optical. You'll see.
Right now, get 35% off lenses with the purchase of any frames.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the SUV of the future for everyone. Ford Edge. With all new Sync 4A with a 12-inch touchscreen and available enhanced active park assist, it's built to make life easier. Because the SUV of the future isn't built for a few. It's built for America. Ford Edge. Drive one today. Now, choose FlexBuy on Ford Edge and get 0% APR financing for 66 months, plus $500 cash only at your local Ford dealer.
My name's Arthur, Merrill, Wisconsin. In August of 2019, I started getting numbness in my feet. By July of 2020, my feet were so numb, I lost a sense of balance. I thought I was walking on stilts. I seen this ad for spinal aid. I took 20 treatments from them, and by then my feet were 90% better and no longer felt as I was walking on stilts.
Are you experiencing weakness, numbness, and or pain in your feet or hands? These sensations might even be affecting other areas of your body along with your balance. You might have already been diagnosed with peripheral neuropathy and are taking drugs such as Lyrica, gabapentin, or Cymbalta that never seems to help. Neuropathy pain ultimately diminishes your quality of life. Call Spinal Aid of Wausau today to see if our treatment methods are right for you. Call 715-203-1508 to schedule your neuropathy severity consultation or visit us at spinalaid.com.
All right, you made it. it. The holiday weekend is here. Be careful. All the crazies are out this weekend, and it's going to be a nice weekend weather-wise. Tomorrow, less cloud cover across the area with temperatures back up in the 50s, followed by a big cool down on Sunday, but we are ready for that, right? Here we are in late October, almost early November. We could use a cold stretch, and there's one coming for us next week. Looking outside now, though, temperatures are hanging out at 46 in Rhinelander, a north breeze around 6, and a dew point there of 43. Over in Wausau, 53 for you. Okay, you win with a northwest breeze around 9, and the pressure is steady at 29.83. All right, so here we are. We're the cool ones across the Great Lakes right now, but look to our west, right? 70s across the plains today. Now, no 70s for you anytime soon, but we will get into the mid-50s tomorrow for one day only, actually for a few hours tomorrow. And then a cold front's going to come through tomorrow night and then change our lives on Sunday. We have some cold air on the way with generally next week lows or highs in the 30s, lows in the 20s. A couple of you could have low temperatures in the teens next week, Wednesday into Thursday. All right, here we go. Your trend, right? 56 tomorrow. And then there's a lot of blue on the map, right? 45 for Sunday. Those are 30s for highs on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, with lows basically near 20. Hard freeze is on the way. It's going to feel like winter around here next week. Looking outside now, though, lots of cloud cover. The pavement is trying to dry out here in Rhinelander right now. It'll happen tonight as the clouds will stay with us, but the drizzle is gone that we saw earlier today. Part of a big system across the Ohio Valley. That's going to sit and spin over here for now. For us, though, we want the back edge of the cloud. You see it right there? It's going to stay there tonight, though, as this low to our south and east is going to sit and spin over the Ohio Valley. That will throw more cloud cover back our way tonight. There it is now, upper level low. These things do whatever they want. This one's a powerful one, too. Second one in a week for the East Coast. This will make national news tomorrow with lots of rain and wind across the East Coast again. But for us, though, we want that back edge to kind of go this way, and it's going to have a hard time doing that tonight into tomorrow morning because this low is so strong. But then there's that sneaky cold front. That's going to come through. It'll be bebopping along tomorrow evening. It's going to change our wind out of the northwest tomorrow night, and that's going to really cool us off throughout the day on Sunday. Our forecast tonight, though, is cloudy, a little bit less windy, low temperatures down near 37 with a northeast breeze around 5. For tomorrow, all right, so lots of clouds early, followed by partly cloudy skies through the afternoon. High temperatures back in the 50s for a couple hours through the afternoon with a west breeze around 5. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwood Furniture and Mattress shows the story. Tomorrow is the warm day at 56, 45, but falling through the afternoon on Sunday. And we're not going to freeze any lakes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but it's going to be cold with highs basically in the 30s. Justin?
All right, thank you, Jeff. The Supreme Court has a huge week ahead, hearing arguments in cases involving abortion and the Second Amendment. Karen Caifa has a preview from Washington.
During the week ahead, the U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments around a restrictive Texas abortion law and a Second Amendment case that could open the door to dramatic changes to gun rights nationwide. On Monday, the court will hear arguments around Texas law SB 8, which bars abortions at 6 weeks, often before many people even know that they are pregnant. The court agreed to fast-track an appeal from a coalition of abortion providers and lawyers for the Biden administration who argue the law violates Roe v. Wade, the nearly 50-year-old precedent legalizing abortion nationwide prior to viability, usually around 24 weeks of pregnancy. On September 1st, the court allowed the Texas law to go into effect as legal challenges continued. On October 22nd, they agreed to fast-track arguments focused on its procedural aspects. Separate arguments on December 1st around Mississippi's 15-week abortion ban will be a more explicit ask by that state to overturn the 1973 landmark decision, Roe v. Wade. And on Wednesday, the court hears arguments in a suit brought in part by the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, which contests a New York State law that restricts individuals from carrying concealed handguns outside of the home for their self-defense. In order to carry the concealed handguns in public, New York requires an actual and articulable need to do so. The arguments come with a backdrop of record gun sales and continued mass shooting incidents here in the U.S. It's been more than a decade since the Supreme Court has weighed in on a significant case concerning that right to bear arms. In Washington, I'm Karen Caifa.
Still ahead, we have this week's Big Ol' Fish. Plus, we'll look at a march, a rally going on right now in Lac du Flambeau, and what folks there are hoping to accomplish. After the break.
You collect salt and pepper shakers.
I have 4,000 sets.
Have you ever seen the show Hoarders?
You bet your life.
You were the youngest person ever to go over Niagara Falls in a barrel.
The undisputed king of the mist.
Yeah.
Where everybody has a story.
Is it illegal to go over the falls in a barrel?
Yeah, everything I do is illegal. And every big gamble,
we're going double or nothing,
can pay off.
Weekdays at 1:30 on NBC 12.
Jim, Maria, and Jameson Brickner from Brickner's Park City, Jeep Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram in Merrill invite you to check out our just completed, fully remodeled dealership. We are now Wagoneer ready. Brickner's in Merrill has been your Jeep destination for the last 33 years. Thank you for your business, and if you're looking for a customer-first dealership to service your vehicle, we have 9 highly trained certified technicians ready to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape. Brickner's Park City, Jeep Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram in Merrill, 1-800-499-JEEP, or on the web at bricknersparkcity.net.
You have found your soulmate. Now it's time to find the perfect ring. At Golden Carrot Jewelers, you can choose from an extensive selection of engagement and wedding rings. Fresh designs reflecting the most current trends, from organic, art deco, and vintage design to timeless classics in white, yellow, and rose gold. See the new Romance Collection, Lyria and Lumiere Bridal Collections, and new styles from Gabriel, New York, Eskashi, and more. Engagements begin here. Will yours? Golden Carrot Jewelers, downtown Minocqua.
Find your style with Patriot Lighting from Menards. Add elegance to any room with Patriot Lighting ceiling fans. They reduce energy costs all year round. Save 11% off all Patriot Lighting ceiling fans. Lithonia Lighting has recessed, utility, tromper, and flat panel lights to choose from. The integrated LED lights will save you energy. For everyday lighting done right, get 11% off all Lithonia Lighting. Get 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The North Woods can be a hotbed of severe weather. To stay up to the minute on when and where storms will hit, tune in to the weather team you can count on, Weather Watch 12. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller and meteorologists Devin Biggs and Andrew Keycaper break down severe weather live on WJFW, Facebook Live, and the WJFW Weather app, so you and your family can be prepared and safe from severe weather. Weather Watch 12, from where you live.
This evening, a group is marching through Lac du Flambeau in an event some community members hope will have a positive impact on the reservation and the Northwoods community as a whole. LDF tribal members plan this march to raise awareness for issues involving substance abuse, saying the efforts start at home.
People that are all over at grandma's house, or people all over that their aunties or their uncles, and they see something going on, instead of remaining quiet, we speak up. And we march and we rally together, and the best way to do that is to support each other through a rally.
He says Lac du Flambeau is a great community, which he does not want to see destroyed by drug and alcohol addictions, why he is taking part in this march.
There's a lot of good people and a lot of beautiful people that live here, and this is the most amazing place. If it wasn't for Lac du Flambeau, I myself wouldn't be healed. Lac du Flambeau stepped up for me, and I'm ready to give back.
He adds many believe drugs are really just a reservation problem, but he sees that it's often outside communities that bring the drugs onto the reservation. We'll be right back with one final look at your forecast after the break. But first, Newswatch 12's Chris Baranek has this week's Big Old Fish.
Newswatch 12's Big Old Fish is brought to you by Kurt's Island Sports Shop in Minocqua.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Okay, I got a question for you. What is a pirate's favorite fish? Yar, it be a swordfish. You know what? I'll just stop here and move on with this week's Big Old Fish. Now, before we start this week's Big Old Fish, I just thought I'd share a picture of myself with a big old fish from, well, I'll just say decades ago. I was a young boy on the right there in the photo, and that was a 10-pound, 34-inch northern that I caught and won a fishing tournament with. Way to go, Chris. That's one big old fish. Anyway, moving on with this week's Big Old Fish, we start off with Brad Noir from Riverside, Illinois. Now, back in July of this year, he was fishing on Lake Tomahawk with night crawlers, and shortly after lunch, he caught and released this rock bass. Brad says it might not necessarily be a big old fish, but it was still a fun one to catch, as it had been quite a while since he had hooked his last one. I'll tell you what, Bradley, you just keep at it and keep on reeling them in. All right, next up on this week's Big Old Fish, we have Chad Brzezinski from Conover. Now, he was fishing a tournament with his wife, Cheryl, and he heard a loud splash behind the boat, so he decided to take a cast back in its direction. And then he had the fish follow his bait to the boat. He did about a half of a turn and a figure eight, and the fish smashed the lure. He went ahead and set the hook, and his wife had the net ready immediately, and they bagged this 46.25-inch monster. Not only that, they won the tournament that they were in, which was the first tournament that they have entered together. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Husband and wife team winning a fishing tournament with a big old fish. Heck yeah, keep on reeling them in, Chad. And finally, in this week's Big Old Fish, we have Dan Berryman from Eagle River. Now, Dan was on a fishing outing for the Wounded Warriors with Muskie Bob Jacobs when he got this beautiful fish. And he was also lucky enough to catch the largest muskie caught over the 2 days that they were fishing together. First off, thank you, Dan, for your service, and way to go. That is one big old fish. Keep on reeling them in. All right, fishermen and women, make sure to keep those trophy pictures coming. All the information you need to be in a future episode of Big Old Fish and win a Norling Taxidermy fish mount is on our website, wjfw.com. And remember, anglers, fish on.
At Aspen Dental, we help you find your happy place, like big games, big hugs, and perfect little getaways. We see how these moments make us smile, so we offer safe care to help you share your smile. See us today to get custom-crafted dentures with a fit you'll love, because we'll make refinements until you're satisfied, or you'll get your money back. Right now, get dentures for 0 down plus 0 interest if paid in full within 18 months. Share your best smile ever. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL or book online today.
Ah, the joys of online ordering. You never have to leave the comforts of your home.
Right? And our go-to is Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Really?
You betcha. Got this bag delivered yesterday.
Oh, and they're sporting goods.
Awesome.
They've got all that?
When I need workwear, I know where I'm headed.
They've got kitchen gadgets,
hunting gear,
canning
cookware,
supplies,
tools,
decor, pet toys,
lanterns.
Wow, I can't believe they have all that. It's all here at farmandfleet.com. Just a convenient click away.
Toys.
Find quality products.
All online.
At farmandfleet.com.
Well said.
Wealth is your first big investment. Worth is a partner to help share the load. Wealth is saving a little extra. Worth is knowing it's never too late to start. Or too early. Wealth helps you retire. Worth is knowing why. Principal, for all it's worth.
Boat owners, it's time to shrink it, store it, or trade it to American Marine and Motorsports and Honda Motors. Or keep using your boat this fall. Trade it to American Marine by November 30th and pay no storage or winterizing fees. Plus, on your new boat, get no payments, no interest until spring. Lowest prices guaranteed. Or just use our great rates and facilities to store your boat this winter. It's time to shrink it, store it, or trade it with Honda Motors and American Marine and Motorsports Shawano.
It's time to find your next Chevy truck and forge ahead. Take on new challenges and take it to the next level. It's the perfect time to do more in your next Chevy. Find new possibilities, find new roads. Eligible customers get great offers from GM Financial Plus. No monthly payments for 120 days on all 2021 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups and get $1,500 cash allowance. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Northwoods Furniture, Eagle River. Brought to you by Lockview Desert Health Center, Eagle River, and Waters Meat.
High school football games kick off in about 35 minutes. It'll be a little bit cool outside.
And you saw Griffin out there all bundled up. Kind of a cool night, right? There's lots of clouds out there, temperatures in the 40s or so. Here we are with the big picture. Look at all the heat to the west of us, though. That is going to make a run for us tomorrow for one day only. We'll have highs back in the 50s tomorrow, and then a lot of things begin to happen. Here's the radar. Lots of clouds across the area that will be persistent tonight into tomorrow as a big system across the Ohio Valley now will slowly pull out of here. But then, look, a long dry stretch unfolds through the holiday weekend, but then look at the temperatures. A cold front's going to come through tomorrow and really change our lives next week.
If you like the warmer weather, enjoy tomorrow.
Yes,
it's going away for a little while.
Couple hours.
Jeff. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Thank you for joining us on News Watch 12 at 6. We'll see you back here tonight at 10 with more.